I'll send the quote over.
All right, I'm gonna just call the meeting to order, 6 o'clock. Start off with the roll call. Alderman Alexander.
Here.
Alderman Bilotto.
Here.
Alderman Klinker.
Here.
Alderman Donahue's here. Alderman Johnson's not here. All right.
I did mention that.
Citizen concerns? No? All right. We're going to hold off again on the Dave Myers, former Rogers Dorn proposal. So we're going to go a little bit out of order because we're going to have Bob Jackson do his two things and let Mark do his things, and we'll just set. Is that good? So everyone can get out of here then?
Yeah.
Bob, if you want to start off?
Yes, thank you. Thanks, Mark. Good evening. I assume that we're here regarding the proposal from Crawford Roofing. There was an amendment made to Crawford Roofing, and I believe any questions are regarding that. As of this moment, Mr. Chairman, I have not put a counter request in for his proposal to the amendment.
This had to do with the prevailing wage, correct? Yeah,
Correct.
so this is with all public projects, we have to pay prevailing wage, which is what, the union rate for what the, set by the federal government and state government. So it's pretty standard with all our public works types projects, so I know you caught that.
Any type of public works, you have to have prevailing wages. It's per the state statute. And if you don't, with respect to a roofing project, you will, I'm sure, probably get a complaint. And if a complaint comes in and it's determined that the city simply ignored the requirements, you could end up getting a penalty if that makes any difference, and then whatever other penalties might exist.
Sure.
That's why we put it in.
Yeah, so it's
Also-
pretty standard stuff.
Also, Mr. Chairman, be aware that the cost from what Crawford Roofing say is probably going to expand quite great difference from what you have now. That's the first notice I had, and that the mayor's office is now handling this project, correct? Information?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, I was told by mayor's office that they're handling it, so pretty much the ball is in their court.
This is what we approved last week at council? It's a new rate? Is that
There-
what it is?
Do you have-
A $1,960 rate for this project.
But now this is a new rate because of the prevailing wage. So this is the same proposal, though, just at a different rate, is what I'm getting at.
There-
Okay.
We made a couple of amendments, and Matt Walsh drew up a rider,
Okay.
so we should both be signed, but this price, I don't think you have much.
Right.
No, I think we'd have to pay it regardless,
Right. That's
because we have to
what thought
follow.
last week, too.
This came back to you so that you could approve it at the higher rate,
At the new rate.
Okay.
Okay, is there a motion to approve this new proposal or the additional proposal?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Alderman Bilotto, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Alexander, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all right, the ayes have it, motion's carried. Thank you, Bob, and now your second proposal, the rec center sign reimbursement discussion.
Yes, back in October of last year, the rec center sign that prohibits, tells, there's rules of the outside park. When you're using the park, the rule sign, which is about that big, was tore down by a group of kids. We caught them on camera. The kids admitted to doing it. The Blue Island Police Department Officer Buchanan spoke with the father. He acknowledged it, saw the camera. He was told then that he had to come to the City of Blue Island Police Department to pick up a document stating an incident report. He did not. Per Mike Mazel at the time, he instructed me to go and have the sign rebuilt, and that the city will be able to pay it for the damage of the sign. And when you looked at the video at the time, you could see them swinging on it, pulling it. There was a group of them, one pulling on one end and one pulling on the other end, until it came down.
All right, so you just need permission to send the family.
Well, one to pay for the new sign, which you have to close to, and then mayor's office said that they were sending the letter to the family.
I don't see anything in the packet about a sign.
I don't think
But-
so.
There wasn't in the packet, we don't have anything in the packet about a quote for a sign. And I know with the emails you've sent, I don't think I've seen, I just saw the correspondence.
Okay,
I think Marisol sent me something, not this last week, the week before. The cost was about
$890.
All right, yes, we got it there. So, the father of one of the young men
Right.
said he would pay the bill, but
Correct.
I don't know if he knew what he was agreeing to.
I don't think so.
But that's what the bill, that's what the,
$890. All right, we could approve it, and if it's different, we could just bring it back. If that's okay with the committee?
It's fine.
All right, motion by Alderman Alexander, second by Alderman Klinker. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it.
submitting the bill.
Beg pardon?
Do you want to submit the bill to the father, or did you want the mayor's office to send the bill to the father?
Well, per Marisol, she said she'll send it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably best, just to have it come on make sure it's on the city's letterhead and
Okay.
whatever else needed, so. All right, anything else, Bob, first?
That's it.
No? All right, thank
guys.
you.
Have a good evening.
You too, thank you. All right, Mark, please.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
I've got several items on the agenda for tonight. My first three have to do with surplus property. First one, 12751 Lincoln. I put in a resolution regarding that property, also a sales bill, recommendation sales bill. I'm looking to see if we can move forward with that. Again, it's 12751 Lincoln.
Okay, yeah, I know this was on city council for last week. I know when you first brought it here, when I think the city purchased it, or the land bank purchased
Right.
it. So this is just now, we're selling it to
Blue Ridge Properties, LLC.
Blue Ridge, all right. So is there a motion to approve?
What's the
I think we're
proposed-
selling it for 30, when I looked, it was a 36,000?
36.4, let me get that for you.
What, and so I actually had a question about that. So I saw the appraisal was 44.
Right.
And then this is the closest offer that we got to the.
Right,
the appraisal.
and
35.6.
by regulation, on surplus property, you cannot accept less than 80% of the appraised value. So
it.
basically,
Okay.
that's what they,
All right. Are there any questions for Mr. Miller? This is, this house is on kind of the corner of Lincoln and Oak Street in the 3rd Ward down by me. It's been abandoned for,
Is there a time
Years.
restriction when they have to fix it?
yes, they have to begin working within the first 6 months, and if they're going longer than a year on the work, they have to formally request an extension.
Alderman, what we did, we put a rider on the contract that requires, we put a provision in that they have to start within 60 days, and then there's a rider that actually gives the city the right to retake title if it's not completed within a 12-month period. So that complies with the county regulation as well.
and
Sounds
how
good.
do they just ask for an inspection within 12 months?
They'll have to
It's
keep
not-
us posted as far as plans go, because as each step on the plans goes by, they have to have inspections. So it's an ongoing thing. And then we put a clawback in, we're gonna have clawbacks in on all these properties.
Sure. Awesome. Great. All right, any other questions? No, is there a motion to approve? Motion by Alderman Bilotto. Is there a second? By Alderman Klinker. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. All right, motion's carried. Mark?
Next one is 2427 West 127th, the old Blue Island Nursing Home. Same situation.
I don't, hold on, which one is that?
2427,
Oh, what, oh, to Lyric Venture, gotcha,
Yeah.
okay.
It's plus the nursing home, it's a vacant parcel.
Sure.
There's an offer on that property.
Right.
From, I don't remember the name of the.
Lyric Ventures LLC.
The plans parking lot still, or?
Initially,
Initially, okay.
the back is actually zoned residential, so they do have options. Initially, we want to for sure put a parking lot up front.
Okay.
And then see how things develop. The offer on that was 33, that property appraised at 40,
Okay,
so it falls within guidelines.
all right, are there any questions?
Because it's part of the business development district, any improvement would have to go through the community development for approval and.
Right, it's on the agenda. I mean, our initial deal
No,
for
no.
this is on the agenda. Everything else going forward.
Just so you know the development portion of it
Yep,
too.
absolutely.
All right, is there a motion to approve the sale of this property, 2427 West 127th Street? Motion by Alderman Klinker. Is there a second? Second by Alderman Alexander. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, all right. Ayes have it. Motion's carried. Thank you, Mark.
Next one is 13747 Western, which is the old Monarch Builders. I have a gentleman who came in initially with a proposal of $50,000, which is what the property appraised at. I just received this, so I haven't even started any kind of digging. So I'll be looking for more verification, but I'm just basically now looking for approval to move forward.
Okay, and this was, what, is this the same thing? The city, the land bank purchased it back in November?
The city bought this a couple years ago.
Gotcha.
And it appraised at 40.
Yeah.
And we've had a couple offers on it that have fallen through. We had a couple offers that didn't fit, so I never brought them to committees. We have an offer here now. The gentleman has a shop in Posen. He's got a year lease. He's 6 months in and wants to get out. He's on a property where the owner has not paid real estate taxes, and he's like, I gotta go.
Sure.
What type of shop is it?
It's a small truck auto repair. It's in industrial. He'd probably have to get a special use for the repairs.
Yeah. It seemed like, I was reading, he wanted to do new doors, clean up the parking lot, landscaping.
Yeah, he plans on doing a ton of work to it.
Yeah.
But I
Which is
just
nice
wanted
to see with these Class
Oh,
8s,
yeah.
because a lot of times they just say, oh yeah, we'll clean up the parking
Yeah.
lot and that's it. But
Right.
so this, it seems like he has legit plans.
Yep,
so-
this will also have a clawback. He's going to have to go to the taxes on it since we own it. Right now, the taxes are not there. They're non-existent. So I've told him he should really talk to a tax attorney before he does anything else, because it's in Thornton Township, and you don't know in 2 years what his taxes are going to be. And
Sure,
I
right.
don't want him to pick it up and get blindsided, or have us just have him walk away, so.
Right. All right, are there any other questions? No, is there a motion to approve? Or do we need approval, or you just?
It's just a notion to continue,
All
just to
right,
continue
so-
moving forward.
Will it be sold by the land bank or by?
This is by the city, so this is also
This is-
surplus.
we need a resolution to authorize the staff to move forward.
Yep, just like these previous two.
Carrie, will you handle that? You'll handle that?
Yeah.
That resolution?
Yeah, I just needed to know what you needed.
Okay, perfect. Is there a motion to then, to move forward with this? All right, motion by Alderman Alexander, second by Alderman Klinker. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, all right. Ayes have it, motion's carried. Mark, is that it, or do you have?
No,
Oh,
IGA,
okay.
South Suburban Land Bank, and the City of Blue Island. Basically, what the land bank is willing to do for the city is they can take properties. I can send as many properties as I can to them. They'll do all the processing, expunge taxes, all in one transaction, so we're not,
High Street's on.
sorry?
I saw that High Street was on this one too. That's been on.
Yeah, I know Nancy Alderman Rita was asking about that.
I've got it, I think I have 18 properties right now that are ready to go to them.
They'll do all the work, right?
They'll do all the work. They'll do everything on
Do you
it.
have, I don't have the IG. Or am I missing it?
There it is.
So these are the addresses you're going to have done?
Those are the ones that I just have now, but what this agreement will allow is anytime I come up with another address, it doesn't have to go before the board. We'll just send the address over and I'll just give you folks information as a
So do you have
FYI.
additional addresses?
I have additional addresses, not written right now, but I can come up with addresses a lot.
You have
So,
some in the first ward that needs to be taken care of?
if you have any you're concerned with and you want to just jot them down and shoot me an email,
Okay.
Yep.
So what's now I see like this list. So does the land bank own these, or are they in the process of trying to purchase these?
no, what the land bank does is right now, they'll go to court to try and get a hold of these properties. They'll also expunge all the taxes on these properties and put them back on the market. If they end up not turning them over to the city, they'll get basically what we just did here. They have to come with an 80% of appraised value. They'll sell it. It basically would go back into their coffers to continue doing this work.
Got it. So this, we're petitioning for these 16, and if there are others, Annette or other aldermen can send you, hey, we have
Yep.
possibly this one. You
Yeah,
look at it.
and then I would just keep you posted.
You're
And it's,
basically authorizing an agreement with them to do all the work, get these properties back into
Living
the
state,
status
yeah.
of being useful.
which is just minimally will save us probably $20,000 a building before demo or anything like like that. So,
Hey, Mark,
Mhm.
I see these two addresses on 139th Street.
yes.
Can you just confirm those two? Because one of these vacant homes...
138th and Chatham?
No, on 139th
I don't have-
in Francisco. This is like over there by Francisco on 139th. One is a vacant lot?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep. They have their own separate pins.
okay.
One's an abandoned building, the other's a vacant lot.
I'll make a motion.
And the family still is interested in that, so I'm just putting it out there so we can possibly do it, but there is a family looking at that.
Okay.
Any
I
other?
know a couple of them were vacant, and now someone has
Yeah.
bought them.
Any other questions? Motion by Alderman Bilotto, is there a second? Second. Second by Alderman Klinker. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, Mark, last one, I think.
Two.
Two more, all right. Wow.
One is I have 4 demo properties that I can get reimbursed for. 2050 119th Place, 124th and Greenwood, that's cinder block, the white cinder block home. 2 properties on one pin at 138th and Chatham. I can get these properties taken down. If I can get them taken down by April, we can get 100% reimbursed through the grant program. The reason I'm at this committee is because it may cost me $80,000 to take them down, which means the city would have to front that money. They would get it back like a month and a half, 2 months later, but we would have to make sure that we figure out a way to pay for those properties. So I don't want to surprise anybody with this,
Yeah.
but it could be $25,000 a house.
Sure. Are there any questions?
No, I'll make a motion.
So this would be, if we get these properties down by, is there a certain April 1st?
I'd like to get them down April 1st because I have until middle of May to submit, and by April I could get all the invoices in and cancel checks and all that and get it all submitted.
Okay, and then you submit it to the land bank, and then the land bank, they approve it, then they just reimburse us for...
We have our own abandoned property program, so I can take down 2 with our property and use the rest of our proceeds. If we use them all, next time they come up with a program, they're more apt to give us money, so I want to use ours first. The land bank will pay the balance on the other ones.
Perfect, all right. Doesn't seem like a bad deal. There's some blighted property. All
And
right,
I'm also, I don't know if you know, I'm also chairman of the land bank.
right, I think you said that last time, so that's a good deal, so, great. All right, motion by Alderman Bilotto, is there a second? By Alderman Alexander, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all right, the ayes have it, motion's carried. All right, Mark, last one.
Last one is the MWRD. Did you folks get a copy of the MWRD lease?
I did, yeah.
Basically, it's carving out a portion that Bios Farm uses, carving it out of our general lease, and it'll be co-let to the city and Bios Farm so they can continue operating on that. And by doing this, they can sell whatever produce they grow on there to keep their operation going.
So would there be any restrictions then on the Bios farm, or would they just be able to keep operating as they've operated in the past?
They can keep operating as they have in the past. Their fee to us is nominal, it's like $10. So,
And Water Rec, they're cool with this, obviously?
they're the ones who came up with
They
it.
came up with this,
Yeah.
okay. So basically, we're
We're
subleasing?
breaking this part out. Yeah.
What?
We're breaking this part out of the general lease that we have to allow them, because in the general lease we have, can't have for-profit agencies
So
on it.
just show this
Yeah.
1.125 acre of land there, so.
And also the last parcel we have, out of the 136 acres we lease from them, there's a parcel right by Broadway abutting Robbins. They're also going to include this and take that out of there because they're going to use that for Robbins water project.
I know that, are you going to contact the farmers then
Yep.
immediately? Because they have a couple concerns that this answers for them. I sent you their list of concerns.
Yeah.
This answers a lot of them, but we have to then set up a lease with them, right? Or we're just doing this together?
We're doing this together.
So they don't need a separate lease?
No. And
So
I'll
that'll
confirm that-
answer a
They
couple
would
questions on
just
the
be
list.
signer.
Yeah, and I'll confirm that with MWRD tomorrow, but I think once this is signed by us, because we have 3 copies to sign,
Yeah.
and we get it to them, it's a done deal.
All right, so you contact them immediately and get them going, because we're already at the end of February now, so.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion for this.
All right, what, Robbins water what's I'm just curious.
Robbins always floods on Claire Boulevard. The water just pools there, it's by there and by the trailer park
Sure,
over there.
right.
So they're reconstructing over there, but part of the reconstruction is going to be on a parcel that we lease.
Yeah,
So I don't know if they're going to be digging out and put some piping in or whatever, but they just wanted to separate that from us too, which is fine by us.
yeah, no, great. Good.
So-
Anything to alleviate flooding.
Yep.
All right, motion by Alderman Bilotto, or is there any other questions? Sorry. All right, motion by Alderman Bilotto, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Klinker, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all right, the ayes have it, motion's carried. Mark, thank you so
I
much
think
for
that
coming
is
in
it.
on your day off, so
Thank you.
appreciate it.
All right.
We
Thanks,
did
folks.
skip, was that it?
Yeah.
No, all right, thanks, Mark. All right, we skipped the Mead service agreement. I know this has come back to us a handful of times. I believe what we worked from Jim is this is all pretty standard boilerplate that they use for all the other municipalities that they have with their maintenance rates. I know that was a question, and that's where this 177 comes in.
Per location per month.
So are there any other questions? And this, again, this is for the general maintenance on our basically our stoplights and the intersections. And they come out, if the light's burnt out, they'll change the light. If there's snow really caked down there, I've seen them out there, they'll have their big brushes and they'll brush the snow out if the bulbs aren't hot enough to melt it.
So what would be the total cost? I see it says
I'd-
177 per location.
Per maintenance, I think it's per month, so 177 per location per month. So 177 times 11,
So we have 11 locations.
1947 a month.
yeah.
Jim
1947.
confirmed these are the only 11 locations, right?
Yes, and he's double, triple confirmed them. He called me a little bit before on my way over here.
We just gotta make sure it's in the budget.
This could probably be an MFT expense,
Yeah.
too.
Almost all of these are state county.
Is there any other questions on this?
So does this has to be done right away?
I think we've been sitting on it for a little bit, so
It says contract date of February 1.
yeah, and I think we started talking about this in November, so we'd probably like to get this approved so we don't have a lapse where we run out of service with Mead and we have an emergency where they have to come out and we're fighting over this, so. So I know Municipal Services approved it at their meeting on last Tuesday. We've had it here a couple times. Motion to approve, Alderman? Motion by Alderman Alexander, second by Alderman Bilotto. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The ayes have it, motion carried, right? We'll just knock out the spanners too while we're doing stuff. So Alderman Bilotto's kindly taking up this being a kind of our census go-to person, and part of that, just to encourage people to take part in the census, we're looking to purchase signs. I know this one's in Spanish, but signs in English and in Spanish. That would go down every other light pole down Western and 127th and
119th to 139th, all the way down.
so basically the business district where we have the existing Blue Island banners now, which again, we could see benefits from having a higher census count, and we want to encourage as many people as possible to get counted. So I think this is an effort we should support. Fred, what was the quote price? I know it wasn't included in the packet.
$9,300. That includes replacing all the hardware that's now 4 or 5 years old, and the labor. This would come out of the business district. This came out of the Complete Count Committee, which is a citizen committee. And it came down to this design out of many choices. It's census approved, because census has to approve whatever we put out.
Sure.
Their logo on it. It's gonna go through my committee tomorrow night. I see no hiccups. If there is a dollar amount change, I will send it back to this committee. But as of right now, I don't see a reason why this isn't gonna pass Wednesday night's community development too.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
19. All right, so we'll make sure to get everyone the quote, but as long as the quote doesn't change, is there permission to approve this out of committee? Motion by Alderman Klinker, second by Alderman Bilotto.
When would the canvassers start?
Yeah, we should start in April.
Yeah, they're gonna roll out, I think, an app and some surveys, some different things, yeah.
Actually, I think the surveys come out April 1st. The canvassers don't come out till the summer. I think they're talking May or June. Yeah.
All right, so there's a
I'm
mo-
asking because I've seen canvassers in the city already out
Yeah, they
giving
might
every
be.
household flyers and stuff like that.
That might be something City of Chicago's doing, which is why we have a separate complete count committee. They have already started putting flyers out at the churches and stuff like that. but it's just one of the things that is going to cost money above a few $100 that has to go through finance. But our committee has done some of that outreach already, but the official census employees won't start till after April. That's people like, we're sending out, like me and you go out there, fly over the neighborhood. So, but the census people won't be out until after they electronically mail the stuff out. They said. The Census Bureau has been coming to these meetings. So we have one representative for the entire south side, I think his name's Corey something. But he's like, everything south of 55, he's in charge of.
All right.
We need more people on the committee, by the way. It's only like 4 or 5 people. Between me and the mayor, we put 4 or 5 people on there, and that's all that's been on there so far. We've outreached to a few other people, some pastors and stuff, and nobody's stepped forward.
All right. There's a motion by Alderman Klinker, second by Alderman Bilotto. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All right, ayes have it, motion's carried. Thank you, Alderman Bilotto, for your work on that. Payroll. Payroll for this pay period is $366,748.99. I will do my, if there are any specific questions, I will try my best to answer. If not, we'll have to ask Marisol for some follow-up on the payroll, if there's anything.
Dave Meyer called me today. Looking into that. It was legitimate.
Oh, about your
W-2.
W-2s. Actually, I double-checked mine, because I turned all mine in today, so.
Yeah, he says it's more, probably predates him being.
Where did you get yours from?
I answered mine, I didn't get mine.
Mine, we're in the city,
mailbox
the police
the
station.
police station, yeah. All right, are there any questions on the payroll?
Other than the ones that I think we're going to discuss in closed session, no.
All right, so any other questions? No? Is there a motion to approve payroll? Motion by Alderman Alexander, is there a second? Alderman Bilotto, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all right. Accounts payable. Again, I'll do my best. I do have the box of bills here, but bear with me because it's not my regular job to do this. Payroll, or the accounts payable this time, is $845,717.33. Any questions? Anything you guys want to go through? So I know an update regarding Paradigm. I've asked, Annette's asked, Paul, I called him, he's called me back. He then proposed meeting. I've asked for some information before we've met. He's still not provided that information. So I don't want to, and so I'm prefacing this because I don't want it, it's not CDW's fault. So CDW is now reaching out to the city for their payment. So I think we should finally go ahead and approve that. I think there needs to be something with Paradigm, because there's been multiple attempts by myself to reach out to Mr. Hollick. I know Alderman Alexander, we both got the same response. He just wants to meet and not provide the information.
Right, I met with him last Friday.
And did he provide you?
No, and that's what I was telling him. At the end of the day, this is what we still need from you.
So we still don't know where, I'm looking specifically at page 2, under CDW, third one down, 12 computers for general government.
So
Last time I remember Marisol said, we have extras just sitting someplace. Where are they at?
I don't think that's correct. So I think the general government, they build, they build the mayor, so the mayor's office is just the one computer in the mayor's office, in Domingo's office, Mayor Vargas's office. General government's gonna be all the finance department, so the finance director, Mark Miller, Vicky payroll, Pam accounts payable, where am I at, 5?
So what
Then
you're saying
Marisol
is that's
6.
coming out of the 12?
That
Because they're
I-
also listed here separately. Mayor's office, 1 computer, finance, 2 computers,
See, this is,
building, 4 computers, police, 9 computers, clerks, 5 computers. I know when we were looking way back when in the
Yeah.
fall of last year about replacing things, Marzell was supposed to try and get things down to a certain number. And then when this came through after the crash, my concern was we're buying 12 computers for that says general government, and no one can tell me where they're at. Marisol said they're extras in case somebody needs them or something at a meeting a while back.
no, there's not
So-
extras.
It's
I
hard for
don't,
me
yeah,
to.
right.
I personally can't approve that. You want to approve the rest of them because I know where they're at, that's fine. but I personally can't vote to spend $7,290 on something that we don't know where it's even at, or who has possession, or where they're going. That's my personal feeling. So-
Sure, no, Alderman, that's absolutely, I don't disagree with that. And again, I've tried,
Well, I get it.
I've
I
tried
get that.
multiple
Well,
times,
then
and
Paul needs
I've
to answer to us, or maybe Paul should pay the $7,290. You know, I mean, it's just, we shouldn't be spending money that we don't know where it's at.
right. Right, so hold on, let me write that down. We'll pull that. Was it $290 and?
7,290.
The rest of them I'm okay with. They tell me where they're at, you know?
Right,
As the-
and I was just getting ready to say that. We still don't know where these are.
Right.
We know what department they're in, but we don't know where they are.
Oh, the rest of
So
them
we
you're talking?
still, right, we still need that list, and that's the list I was asking for.
Right, and I asked him, I sent an email to Paul. And he just, all he sent me was where they needed to be deployed still, and not where they've actually been installed, or what we purchased, so. So, I don't, so that's that. All right, anything else? I know that was really kind of just, I wanted to get ahead of that, because that's been frustrating me.
Page 6,
Page-
Illinois Director of Employment Security. Maybe I just need an explanation on this. Unemployment for M. Day and unemployment for M. Marzell. We were told that Marzell resigned on his own being, so is he entitled to an unemployment? What is that? Why are we paying the Illinois Director of Employment Security, excuse me, $3,297? And I don't even know who M. Day is.
Public Works.
Okay.
No
For the
idea
mic.
who M. Day is.
That's Marcus Day.
Marzell resigned, yes, but it was a forced resignation. It was one of these that we said, if you don't resign, we have to take it to the city council for removal, which no one wanted to do. But had we not reached an agreement with him concerning unemployment, we would have had to terminate him, and we would have paid unemployment. When IDES submitted the request for information, we responded that the rationale for his removal or termination, call it what you want, was that it was unsatisfactory performance. IDES did not consider that to be a basis to deny the unemployment, and so he is receiving it. Now, I'm told that he is now working, but I don't know that to be the case. The new HR person has been following up with IDES to make sure that the appropriate amount is, only the appropriate amount is paid, but those were the circumstances ultimately.
Okay.
Okay?
I would just, maybe I misunderstood at the council meeting. The way I got it was we're done with him. He's entitled to nothing. So obviously if this Illinois Department of Employment Security gets involved, I guess we gotta pay it. But, so you don't know if we're on the hook for any more than that?
I don't believe we are. If he's working, no, but
Okay.
we're trying to verify that.
Okay.
I have no idea who the other individual is.
She just said
Public
Marcus Day
Works.
from Public Works? Okay.
He was there for like a week, less.
That's,
So
I think it's so
That's
low.
his only payment that
Yeah.
he's getting.
Okay.
For Marcus Day, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well, thank you for the explanation. This is just a follow-up on something that we've been asking for months with Marisol. Emergency board up 2066, it's the Illinois Fire Restoration Services. Once again, I'm
I'm sorry,
assuming that's a
what page?
reimbursable,
Oh, right underneath it.
and it needs to be tracked so that we know that it's paid back. I think that's one of Alderman Alexander's big things. Yeah.
It's a couple of them on
Yeah,
here that
other- I
needs,
must have
I'm
missed those.
assuming are reimbursable because of the amount.
And that's
Yeah.
something that we need to work with this new finance director to make sure that she gets this information to us, because we've been asking for this for months, for things that are, all the
right.
Chicago fire things, all these other board ups and everything that are going on. We're putting the money out, we want to make sure that we're getting the money back.
Right,
And
to see
then
it coming back, yeah.
The last question I have, and I think it's probably just a payment, is this for the street sweeper, is that just a payment? Page 7 of 16, KS State Bank Government Finance Department, are we paying that off on like yearly installments?
Correct.
Pellegrin?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's the
All
only.
right, I just didn't know
yeah.
that from not being here, so.
It's a
okay.
5-year, your treasurer, you're familiar with the purchase, the street sweeper, we do one payment a year for the street sweeper, and that's what it is. And it was a 5-year lease to own, was 5 years, yeah, so
Okay.
this,
All right, so it's just a payment, okay.
So what
Is
payment
there-
is
Is
this?
there a way, is there a process to get reimbursed for the board ups and stuff that?
So
needs to
Marisol
be-
said she was tracking everything and would make sure that everything was reimbursed. That's what we've
I
been
just
told.
wanted to know if she knew how to do it, because
I-
you may be waiting for something that hasn't been processed, and I'll follow up with her.
Yeah, well, every time that something comes up that's a reimbursable, when she was attending the meetings, I asked her flat out, you know, it was all, like the Chicago fire, when the BIEMA guys did it, I think there were some fire guys did, one of the, you know, it was like $1,200, the fire department sat there for a day, you know, and then there's been a bunch of board ups, there were board ups at a pizza place, or
Little
Jimmy
Little
John's.
Caesars and Jimmy
You know, and
John's.
there- I
and all
mean,
of
these
them,
add
yeah.
up, you know?
Yeah.
So every time that there was, and Alderman Alexander actually asked her for like a spreadsheet of what's out there that we're supposed to be reimbursed for, and what have we been reimbursed for.
The only reason I ask is usually for something like that, she'll just send it to me to look at.
Yeah.
Just to say, is this okay?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this, so I'll follow up with her.
Yeah.
And I'll ask her if she knows how to do it.
Yeah.
If she doesn't know how to do it, we need to do it, but
Right.
find someone that can
Can do it, right.
so.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. All right, that's all I have.
That's
on
it.
this. Yep.
Fred, do you have anything?
Kevin, on the, back to the sweeper. You said
Sure.
we do one payment a year?
Correct.
For 5 years?
Yeah.
What payment is this?
Carm, do you know what payment we're in on?
The street, the street sweeper is due actually March 9th. We're getting into the 25th accounts payable, so it can be there before. There's also a payment there for the police car. I think shows a balance of some loan payment for the police cars that we purchased 2 or 3 years ago. Okay? The police cars, I'm almost pretty sure, we're going to double check tomorrow at the bank, but the police cars, I think there's a final payment of only, the scheduled payment is only $17,000 some dollars, almost $18,000. But I think this is the final payment, so it might be like $6,000, $7,000, because me and Dave Meyer were talking about this today. So I'm going to check tomorrow to see what that's the final payment for the police cars, so we'll be done with that. The street sweeper, I can verify also many more payments are done. But at that time, like Mr. Donahue said, is that basically was a 4 or 5 year payout of the street sweeper.
Okay, can someone send the committee that information in email instead of waiting to the next meeting and we're asking the same questions?
I will ask, yeah, I'll ask,
Yeah, I would appreciate it all, if Mr. Donahue submits the whatever requests. Sometimes I'm copied on that, okay? As far as I know, also with the CMW, Bill last week was putting up a list together of where all the computers were at. And he was supposed to give that to Paul, and Paul was supposed to give it to Mr. Donahue, I guess. So, if it hasn't gotten to you yet, I don't know why. Otherwise, if I'm copied on it, I usually follow up with other people to make sure that Mr. Donahue gets his products. That's why I would strongly recommend, Marisol has to be copied on there, but someone in the finance, either Dave or myself, has to be copied on certain requests, so that way we're aware of it, so we'll follow up on it.
right, so I'll ask Jim or ask Pam, because Pam could probably pull the contract for the street sweeper, so I'll get that information.
Okay.
Thank you, Treasurer. Anything else, Alderman?
I was just trying to see how much longer are we gonna need WRDR?
I think that's why we've been holding off on approving for a year contract and just doing forever, not forever long, but we have the new finance director come on, and she has experience, but obviously I think she'll need some hand-holding to learn the systems and learn kind of the process. So I've been skeptical to approve a year contract for them and just going month by month, and so we can figure out how long we need them.
So this bill that we have from them, what is this bill for? 1
So-
month, 2 months?
I think that's for 1 month, and that's everything that he's been doing to get us caught back up on everything that was left behind from Mr. Marzell. Just Treasurer, if you want to speak again on this, they've been doing all the bank reconciliations, everything that the finance director should be doing. Since we don't have a finance director, they've been filling in for that position.
For the past year, Mr. Myers and his associates been doing from February of 19 everything on to December, and they're still working on fine tuning all the departments and everything else. Accounts payable, the general ledger, every aspects of it. So technically, as I'm sure you guys are aware of by now, that Mr. Marzell and the other individuals were not performing, as Mr. Horvath says, up to their capability. And so Mr. Myers and his associates had a backtracking, all that stuff. And I strongly tell you that even with this new person they're hiring, it's gonna take 6 months, maybe even longer, to spoon feed her how municipal accounting and municipal functions are gonna collaborate. Also, just to give you a little more, on the line item, budget line item for Mr. Meyer. For Mr. Meyer, we put a minimal, I suggested a minimal, figuring that the first 6 months would be heavy, and then diminishing their involvement. So that's, again, for you guys to decide all that and ask questions for every department and so on. And I want to clarify, on the street sweeper, it's 2 payments a year.
2 payments a year, okay.
He has like 20,000 plus interest. The car payment was once a year.
All right. Anything else? No? All right. So the new number is $838,427.33. That includes taking out the one portion of the CDW invoice for $7,290. Is there a motion to approve that amount? Motion by Alderman Bilotto. Is there a second? Second by Alderman Klinker. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. All right, motion's carried. Just making sure we have everything before we go to executive session. All right, is there a motion to retire to closed session for consideration of the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body, supervisor of public works? And we had other,
You have 2 others.
so, and for 2 other employees, for general employees of the city, is that? Okay, motion by Alderman Klinker, second by Alderman Alexander. All in favor? Aye. Ayes have it.
Council, every permit that's pulled.
Is there a, sorry, Fred.
So it's not like the liquor license.
Is there a motion to
I'll make the motion to reconvene.
Reconvene, all right, motion by Alderman Klinker to reconvene, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Alexander. So in executive session, we discussed the employment, compensation, performance dismissals of specific employees of a public body. No action was taken, and direction was given to the city attorney for follow-up. So that was it. I guess really just comments, concerns. Jim Postrel called me Saturday and again today. There was we'll see an emergency repair come up for a bill come up at our probably next meeting. This valve that takes the flow of water in from the city of Chicago finally broke. It's from the 1950s. They've been repairing it. It came out, it was so bad Saturday at the Vincent's Pump House. It flooded. So when they want to keep it at 5 feet, no higher than 8, goes over 8, it floods. So it flooded the street, and Friday, Saturday was so cold it turned to ice. The company came out to look at it, to fix it. They said, Jim, this thing's shot, we repaired it. They planned on fixing anyways, so we'll probably see a bill for like $60,000 this next meeting. So he was just giving me a heads up.
And we're taking that out of the golf course fund, right?
It's coming out of the water fund. So,
The golf.
so that's that cleanup item. I just want to make sure when we do see it, that's what that is. And then second, we should hopefully the next meeting have a draft appropriation ordinance that Dave Meyer, I know Armine's been working on. I've talked to Dave a little bit, so we should see something soon.
And I'll get the overtime issue on
Next Tuesday.
Okay?
Perfect. All right. Anything else?
Good night, everybody.
Good night. All right. Motion to adjourn.
Got a couple potholes on Western Avenue, by the way, right across the street from the Dunkin' Donuts.